lovely piece of wood is what my wife Eve picked as the whale clock. She wants me to make her a clock. We both love like driftwood and, you know, raw wood and live edge and stuff like that. So yeah, we saw this at Maker Central when we went to it, which was a great place to go, by the way. And yeah, we both looked at it and I went, oh, that looks like, definitely looks like a fish, probably even a shark. And yep, so Eve went, no, you idiot, that's not a shark, that's a whale. And she's right, it is. It looks like the humpback whale. So yeah, she asked me if I'll make her a clock. It was on the video, if you guys have seen it. If you haven't, go back and have a look at the Maker Central video. It was really good to meet some cool people as well. So yeah, what I'm going to do is have do some filling on the, well, a few cracks here, there and everywhere sort of thing, which you're likely to get with a piece like this anyway. We've got some spalting in the edges because it's obviously been wet for quite a while. It's not wet now. Clock face in here. I've never made a clock before, so I know there's going to be a fair bit of work to it. I know I need to get a line and square and all that lot set up to make it look right and have the clock in the middle. That's fine. But then I've gone over the top as usual and decided I want to kind of make it like a piece of wall art. So this video will be kind of not dedicated to, but will be kind of in the style of Sneak's wall art, because Sneak is an amazing guy. Go check his videos out if you can, because he's brilliant. He's proper cool. Sneaks is. Yeah, he's a lot on Instagram. He's a proper cool guy. Really nice guy as well. And we met him at Maker Central as well. So yeah, he's proper cool. But he makes wall art. So Sneak's wall art is exactly what it is. He does a lot of wall art. And this piece is kind of inspired by him, really, because this is going to be wall art as well as a functional clock. So I'm going to do something a bit fancy on the back, if I manage to pick it up without breaking anything off of it. So on the back here, it's obviously upside down. I'll turn it around the right way. Okay. On the back here, obviously going to need some sanding up, need some fixings putting in it to hang on the wall. I'm going to drill a hole through for the clock itself, clock face. I don't know whether this side actually looks more like a whale than the other, but it's not as raw edged as the other side. But I'm going to put, hopefully around this sort of area here, I'm going to put some LED lights so that when this is on the wall, it can be backlit, perhaps with a blue, and that will make it look like it's in the ocean. So I think that'll look really cool if it works. So I'm just going to use some cellulose sanding sealer from Chestnut Products. I'll also put a link on the page now to a website, which is the guys that I got this bit of wood from. Again, met at Maker Central, and these guys are tree surgeons, do hardwoods. They're really cool. I spoke to Tom for quite a long time, and obviously once I've picked this piece of wood to have, I think I'll be getting plenty more wood from those as well. So all I'm really doing here is feeding all of the spalted areas with quite a lot of sanding sealer as well. And that what it does is the sanding sealer will soak into those spalted areas a lot, and it will really toughen them up, make them not as hard as the harder areas, as the hardwood bits, but it makes them a lot more resilient to the sanding and stops them from just disappearing to dust. Oh yeah, this is walnut, by the way. That would be helpful if you haven't already guessed. These guys sent me these new super glues. I hadn't heard of them, and I saw them come up on Instagram, and they were also at Maker Central as well. I didn't expect to obviously get anything. I sent them a message on Insta saying that I'd love to, be able to use their products one day, maybe give them a try. And literally 2 days later, they arrived in a box. This is quite a lot of money's worth of super glues actually, and applicators. They sent me a pack of applicators as well. You got the flexi applicators in there for the thin stuff, and a solid, that's not a word, the more solid tips for the thicker ones. So you got the thin is the one I've already used once before, which is absolutely brilliant. I mean, that's super low viscosity, they call it, which means it's super like water. Oh, it's almost thinner than water. Then you've got a medium and a thick, all in clear. And then you got this one. This is the black, which is, I think, really cool, actually. Dyed black stuff. I think that's really cool. And obviously the activator, which everybody has. This stuff is actually really good. I've already used it once. I'm going to be using it over there on another project. I'm doing some pens. And I said that I would do the pen coating, because I do CA glue finishes or super glue finishes on the pens that I do when they've got wood on them anyway, because it makes them hard wearing. So on here, I'm going to fill in this one, all this voids around this knot here, I'm going to fill in with the black, because I'd like that to look black. That'd be really quite cool, actually. And then these ones here, these few little lines I have, I'm going to fill with the thin, just because they're just little tiny checks. I'm not too worried about them. I'm not worried about them opening up, because I don't think they're going to. And I've got a little tiny one there that I'll also fill with thin as well. So, yep, let's see what happens, I suppose. Yep. 03 adhesives. Proper good stuff. Right, so I've let that glue go off. It's lovely. This piece of walnut from South Warwickshire Forestry is come up lovely with that sanding sealer in it. It's really, really nice. So what I'm going to do is give it a sanding over now. I've got my random orbital sander. I'll also have my glasses on, and I'll have the I've got the workshop hose attached to it as well, as you can see. So I'm going to give that a blast over. We've got 80 grit sandpaper on there at the moment, and I'll just give a very quick blast over with that, and then I'll change down the grits to lighter grits as we go along. And then it will be finished with a palm sander and then hand sanded. So super fun, but it's going to be noisy. We'll get that the super glue sanded down, and we'll see how well they come out. Now what I'll do is, off camera, I'll carry on sanding that up now. So that was at 80 grit, and it's actually really nice and smooth, to be fair. But that was at 80 grit. I'm going to go up to 120, 180, and then it will be onto the palm sander with some much finer grits, and I will get this top all the way up to, I'm hoping all the way up to 1000 grit. So it'll be like, hopefully like glass sort of thing, and I'll polish it and buff it. So if I mark the circle that I'm hopefully going to put the, hopefully, he says, going to put the clock faces on. It should be, I believe it was that one, wasn't it? Yep. My centre banged in. I put that line there going up and this line there going down. So they're all now in line. You've got 0, 180 degrees, and then you mark 90 degrees there and 270 degrees there. Yep. Then I should be able to pull it out. can't use that because it's not flat. Here and there. Weight down on it. There you go. That's what it's going to look like, roughly. I hope you guys can see all that. There we go. That's what it'll look like. I think it'd be quite cool actually. Because I need to transfer this line here to the back. This level line all the way across. So that I can then hang the brackets from that. Because we don't want the clock hanging at a dodgy angle. So yeah, that's going to be fun to do actually. Transferring them to the back. Without drilling a hole through. If I could put a hole through, it'd be dead easy, but no, can't. Okay, well that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to sand up this face now and get it all the way up to hopefully 1000 grit, if not higher. And then it'll be a case of waxing it, polishing it, and getting it up as shiny as possible. The outside here, I will bring you guys back when I've decided what I'm going to do. I know I'm going to wire brush it, sorry, and then I'm going to spray seal it. Well, I'll bring you guys back once I've decided with that. Okay. So I've got 2 mounting brackets on the back here, probably there and there somewhere. But how do you get that on the reverse without drilling a hole straight through? Well, I've drilled the centre hole through for the clock itself, for the actual fixing, plus that will give me the depth gauge through the centre. And then what you do is mark your plumb line up and down where you want to, square line across. And then the plumb line, 2 rulers face to face. So one on this face, one on that face, line them up with each other, make sure it goes through the centre there. And then you can flip it round and you can get your marks, or relative marks. They're all, relatively on point. I know it's slightly off the centre, left and right, but it is straight down and I've checked front to back. So then I've got my square mark off that. I've then measured up so we're right out of centre, so we're not going to get any twisting. So we've definitely got all the weight below us and marked across there as well. And I've also checked that that is a square line to that. And it is. So that was a bit of luck. I've then marked the edges as well, as far as I dare go. That gives us the thickness of the wood on the back side. So yeah, it's quite interesting really. Easy way of doing it. So I know now anywhere along these lines I can fit my brackets. But I know not to go past those 2 outer marks because that's where the wood starts to thin out too much to be able to screw to. I also know I'm putting some lights on the back of this, some LEDs, so that it backlights the wall and it looks like the whale is in water. So I also know that I can't go too far past these marks when I route it out to put my lights in. So yeah, that's another fun bit to work out as well. And because we've got so much weight out the back edge of this, if I hold it there on that centre mark, it just wants to tip that way, look. So line it up again, on it on centre mark, it just wants to tip that way. So I know, because there's so much weight there, that when I do put my battery pack in for the LED lights, I know it wants to be below centre, so below this centre mark there, or below that mark at the top there. So it wants to be somewhere here where I put the battery box. But I've also got to make sure I've got enough room to get past it with the LED lights. It's not, they're only marking points, so they don't need to be deep. There we go. Some 6 done. Now I'll get on with sanding. This may take a while.
He's forgotten to put his camera on to record.
forgot to put the camera on, didn't I? So yeah, that's where your clock's going. That's the clock mechanism, and that's where your battery box is going. Interesting, isn't it? And I'm jealous of Dad's router. My router is far too big to use for this. Maybe I'll tell him I'll do a swap. They're like that for that. Right, it's now ridiculous o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to get this buffed off now. It's been way more than 25 minutes, 20 minutes should I say. Yeah, it all looks pretty matte, so let's get it buffed off. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's definitely got a high gloss finish to it. So just before I go to bed for a couple of hours, then get up in the morning and finish it off. Yep, it's all super glued in. So the idea of it was so that the lights, as you can see, they should be all just level. The actual light part should be just level. That whistling noise is my air compressor. So yeah, they should all just be halfway up the light should be level with the edge of the wood there. So I'm hoping that it doesn't cast loads of just light beams across the wall. I'm hoping that it actually casts light properly. But yeah, I've filled that channel at the back with the super glue, as you can see. I've put really thick super glue in there, and it has actually bled through to the front in quite a lot of places. I need to leave it now to set, so that's how it will all fit. Fits in quite well. It actually does fit in down there very easily. Just keeps popping up, so what I'm going to do is put a little latch or even a strap from there to there. That should do it. Okay, see you guys tomorrow when this is dry. The super glue, weirdly, it's bubbled up. I've never seen super glue do that before, but it's bubbled up a little bit. It's okay, that's fine, I can deal with that. But it's working, it's all held in nice and solid, so I'm happy. I'm going to fit the brackets now. One more screw. This is it, all ready to be fitted to the wall in the kitchen. How shiny is it? Just look at those reflections going across the top. One. Humpback whale clock for the wifey.